I am the Dapper Professor, and I am here to take us on a journey. When I loved myself enough, I learned to stop what I am doing, if even for a moment, and comfort the part of me that is scared. When I loved myself enough, I learned to stop what I am doing, if even for a moment, and comfort the part of me that is scared. But I give ode to comforting the part of us that is scared, the parts of us that are pushing on, persevering, standing in resilience to push through whatever circumstances we have. It's a special time to be a human being. And no better than the collected poems of Audre Lorde to get us through. The Litany For Survival. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward at once, before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who were imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk. For by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hoped to silence us. For all of us, this instant and this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak remembering we were never meant to survive. Here's to speaking. Here's to remembering. Here's to litanies. Let's see, sometimes you gotta get the glasses out to see things a little clearer, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's break it down. What is she talking about here, right? Like, this litany for survival, this prayer, this anthem. For those of us, she says, for those, several times, right? You know, litanies, you know, often, sometimes even eulogies, they tend to be in repetition, like a prayer or a hymn, right? And I think in this piece, Audre Lorde is telling us over and over and over again, like, here is my ode to you all out there, just like me, mother, warrior, spirit, poet, lover, thinker, author, creator, standing against forces that want none of that to exist, and how to choose to still to move forward, choose to still to as she said, to speak, right? To remember that we were never meant to survive anyways, so we might as well speak and say something worth saying. Believe something worth believing in. And for me, you know, I will always begin with Mother Audre. Okay. Her lessons are poignant. So as she says, for those of us, for all of us, here's to all of us. Here's a litany to all of us who are surviving, who are finding whatever creative ways you can to thrive. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, human. You know? Here's my, you know, my ode to you all, you know, my litany to you all. May we find some peace and solace in the words of Mother Audre and the words that found us today.